Hi, everybody. This is SAAD. Yesterday, I weighed in on a few additional manifestations of the insanity that has taken over our public discourse. Some of you will once in a while write to me saying, "Hey, why do you spend so much time critiquing the woke people and all of the lunacy and so on?" Let me mention again that the reason I do so is because the intelligentsia, whether it be, of course, in academia, in journalism, in more generally in the media outlets, high tech, Hollywood, all of these peddlers of what people should think and believe are completely parasitized by dreadful idea pathogens that have very real downstream deleterious effects. So I don't sit and critique the absurdity of progressivism and all of the leftist wokeness because I don't have anything better to do, but rather because as someone who studies human behavior, as someone who studies psychology of decision making, as someone who has a forthcoming book on idea pathogens, if the coronavirus is something that we should be worried about from an epidemiological point of view, well, you better worry about idea pathogens that have lobotomized hundreds of millions of people. So let me give you two quick examples of that. Yesterday, CNN posted a tweet wherein they were, here, let me just read it exactly for you. So, Coronavirus Task Force, another example of Trump administration's lack of diversity. So basically, they show a photo of Trump speaking to a bunch of guys that are a bunch of people dealing with the coronavirus issue. And of course, they're all white and so on. So therefore, they lack diversity. And then there's another photo right below it that shows Obama speaking to his task force, some equivalent task force, during his administration, and of course it is more diverse. So then I responded to them, I completely agree with you. A solution to any epidemic requires the input of non-binary people of color. Diversity of gender expression and of skin color is the only way to crack major epidemiological challenges. And of course, for those of you who are naturally lobotomized, I was being sarcastic. Most people understood that. I know of at least one media outlet has picked up on my tweet, of course recognizing the satire, but many other people didn't recognize the satire, so then they start sending me all sorts of spicy insults. You might want to reconsider your life trajectory if you're unable to detect sarcasm that the average out-of-order toaster can pick up. But in any case, so CNN was not concerned with the coronavirus and how the Trump administration might be tackling this serious epidemiological issue. Rather, they were concerned that there wasn't a broader diversity of people that were seated at the table. This is, of course, the DIE religion, as I explained in my forthcoming book. DIE meaning the diversity, inclusion, and equity. It has infected every possible crevice where you would think the ethos of meritocracy would be operative, but now it's all driven by DIE principles. So this is hardly a trivial thing that someone in my position should not be worried about. I can think of very few things that I should be more worried about when it comes to the battle of ideas and the battle for the souls of our edifices of reason. Secondly, we had faux chief lion snake Elizabeth Warren addressing some town hall where she said that when she becomes president, she makes the promise right here that any Secretary of Education nominee would first have to be approved by, you ready? Not Dr. Gat Saad, who's been a professor for 25 plus years and hence knows one or two things about science, about academia, about education. She will ask for the input and the approval of some 9-year-old transgender kid, because I guess ostensibly the idea is that person, that child would be able to weigh in on whether the candidate in question is committed to building learning environments of inclusiveness. This is not a trivial thing. This is someone who until very recently was one of the leading candidates on the Democratic side for the most powerful position in the universe. Let's put it this way, on Earth at least. And this person thinks that it is completely valuable for her politically to pander in this way. She will not hire a secretary of education without receiving the approval, the guidance of a 9-year-old transgender kid. Now, of course, if anybody confuses my position with, bruh, you're being transphobic, then you really need help. No one is more supportive of the rights of everyone to live free of bigotry and hatred and discrimination. That doesn't mean that a leading presidential candidate should be uttering the type of inane nonsense as this idiot is. So for those of you, again, who think that it is a wasteful exercise to be repeatedly weighing in on these issues, then you truly are part of the problem. Because what is basically happening is a constant, repetitive, endless attack on reason. Bit by bit, inch by inch, the edifices of reason, of science, of critical thinking, of common sense, of a shared reality are being attacked. Nothing could be more serious than that, and certainly nothing to someone who is dedicated their life to the pursuit and defense of truth. Have a good weekend, everybody. Slowly we inch. Cheers, everybody.